Hello everyone, I'm Meteorologist Charlie Ironmonger. Thank you so much for joining me today for your 11 a.m. news and weather update from the First Alert Desk. Now we've got news out of Halifax County where a man has been arrested on a murder charge. Littleton police say at around 9 p.m. on Monday, officers were called to a reported shooting on Little Drive. When police arrived, they say they found Montrell Everett dead with gunshot wounds in front of 132 Little Drive. The State Bureau of Investigations and the Halifax County Sheriff's Office were called in to assist with the investigation. Now, during that investigation, police say Scholar Jefferson III was identified as the suspect in the murder. Jefferson was charged with murder and was taken to the Halifax County Jail without bond yesterday. And now we want to turn our attention to the topic of affordability and how the White House is addressing the issue. NBC's Peter Alexander has more from Washington.
President Trump in Pennsylvania overnight touting his economic agenda in his first time on the trail in 5 months.
I have no higher priority than making America affordable again.
The president facing growing dissatisfaction with his handling of the economy, focusing on affordability, which he's called a Democratic hoax.
You know, they always have a hoax. The new word is affordability. I can't say affordability hoax because I agree the prices were too high.
Test driving a new message to voters ahead of next year's critical midterms.
You're getting lower prices, bigger paychecks.
But while wages have ticked up, so have prices, especially at grocery stores where staples like beef and orange juice are up. Last night, the president also occasionally straying from his economic message.
I haven't read practically anything off the stupid teleprompter.
And focusing on immigration, referring to highly publicized remarks from an Oval Office meeting during his first term.
Remember, I said that to the senators, and we had a meeting. And I say, why is it we only take people from all countries, right? Why can't we have some people from Norway, Sweden, but we always take people from Somalia, places that are a disaster, right? Filthy, dirty, disgusting.
But overnight, another sign of headwinds for the president's party, with NBC News projecting Miami has elected its first Democratic mayor in nearly 3 decades. Eileen Higgins securing a landslide victory over her Republican rival, Emilio Gonzalez, who was endorsed by President Trump in a race that was largely centered on the topic of affordability.
And again, that was Peter Alexander reporting. We now want to turn to your weather forecast. It's looking like we'll see some cloud cover slowly work its way over eastern North Carolina skies today. But more importantly, the southwesterly winds that are in place right now will get stronger as we get closer and closer to the afternoon. Of course, right now, time on the clock, 11:03. And here's a look at what we've got outside right now in Washington. A little bit gray. Not seeing again the type of shadows that would indicate again a very sunny day. Obviously the clouds in the sky also give us a nice little tip off that it is in fact cloudy. 44 degrees right now in Washington, feels like 39 thanks to the south-southwesterly winds blowing in at 9 miles an hour. I know I told you guys that this would be a warm wind, and it is, because air temperatures right now are warmer than where they were yesterday at our high. We still have another 4 or 5 hours of warming left to go today, so a little patience will take you into the low to mid 50s coming up this afternoon. Right now, inland areas on the western side of Highway 17, generally in the low 40s to mid 40s. Along and east of 17, you're looking more at the mid to upper 40s. A few of us getting into the low 50s once you get closer to the water. Overall, it is warmer than where we were yesterday by a noticeable margin, by around 10 degrees across most of the east. Again, you're seeing a lot of 9, 10, 12 degree plus readings there. Of course, the temperature increase along the coast, not quite as pronounced as what we've got for inland areas, but still warmer. It is warmer today. I know it probably just doesn't feel warm outside. Just because it is warmer does not make it warm. Do want to say good morning to Darnett Gardner. Thank you so much for joining me over on Facebook. These winds today will again increase over the next few hours, and then they're going to shift again, coming out of the northwest as we head into really tomorrow morning. And with that, it is going to be another cold day in eastern North Carolina for not just your Thursday, but for Friday, as the cold front that's going to create this wind shift There it is, starting with a west-southwesterly wind at 11 p.m. tonight. As we wake up tomorrow morning at around 6 a.m., looking at a northwesterly breeze. That will bring in that cooler air. And that is all a part of a cold front, a dry front that will bring a little bit more cloud cover to the east as we make our way through tonight into tomorrow morning. But more so, again, just drive our air temperatures back down again. It is going to be a chilly Thursday and Friday. The good news is, for those of you looking forward to the weekend, I know there's probably more than just a handful of you out there, as I am included as well. Saturday is looking very sunny and noticeably warmer than what we're going to be experiencing really today, tomorrow, or Friday. Today we're looking at the mid-50s, tomorrow and Friday, upper 40s. We will be approaching average by the time we reach Saturday, thanks to an incoming high pressure system. Now you do note that warm front set up north of North Carolina, kind of moving across Virginia there. That is going to be key. We are going to enter what is considered the warm sector of that next frontal system, and that will help boost air temperatures into the upper 50s to low 60s as we get into the weekend. Saturday, 60 degrees. Very nice. Very nice. That is considered our average this time of year, though. So to put it into context, we've just been cooler than average over the last couple weeks. And, well, as we head into next week, it looks like that below average trend is going to continue. 48 degrees on Sunday, 35 for your high temperature on Monday. That will be bookended by overnight lows in the low 20s. Some inland areas could drop down into the teens. So get ready for a hard freeze across the east coming up Monday morning and Tuesday morning, aka Sunday night and Monday night. If you've got anything again outside that could possibly burst with water, namely pipes, or I know some basketball hoops have those big water tanks on the bottom of them. Make sure again you are aware that those should probably be addressed before that frigid air actually makes it in to eastern North Carolina. Well, that's all we have time for today's 11 a.m. news and weather update from the First Alert Desk. I want to thank you all so much for joining me. We'll be back with more news and weather coming up at the top of the hour. Until then, have a fantastic rest of your Wednesday.